This story begins in the quiet alpine town of Porpunca, Victoria, a place where the air smells like eucalyptus and the hills roll into mist. But on a Tuesday morning in late August, that peace was shattered. Police arrived at a remote property to execute a search warrant. The target? Desi Bird Freeman, 56 years old, a man with a long-standing hatred of authority and a disturbing online footprint. What happened next was not a standoff, it was an ambush. 10 officers entered the property. Within minutes, 2 were dead. Detective leading Senior Constable Neal Thompson and Senior Constable Vadim de Waart. A third officer was seriously wounded. Freeman, dressed in military fatigues, allegedly opened fire, then fled into the bush with stolen police weapons and a radio. He vanished into terrain he knows better than most. Freeman is a skilled bushman. He's lived off-grid. He's studied the land, and now he's using it to disappear. But this wasn't random. Freeman had been spiraling for years. He's a self-proclaimed sovereign citizen, someone who believes government laws don't apply to him. He's called police, terrorist thugs, Gestapo, and friggin' Nazis. He once tried to arrest a magistrate in court, and in a chilling text message uncovered by investigators, he wrote, like, if I torture a cop for days and video it in 4K until justice is satisfied. That message was sent before the killings. His online presence was a slow-burning fuse. Investigators uncovered nearly a decade of private Facebook posts, Telegram messages, and Instagram comments. Freeman posted more about his hatred of police than any other topic. He called them gutter slime Nazis, cop roach filth, and demonic traitors. In one post he wrote, all people have a sacred right and duty to hunt down all cops and lynch, torture, and kill those gutless, demonic traitors. That was in 2022. His hatred intensified during the pandemic. He posted angrily about police brutality toward anti-lockdown protesters. In one post, he claimed officers had assaulted his wife, sharing photos of bruised flesh with the caption, "Coward pigs assault my wife." By 2023, his threats became more frequent. Your day draws near, he wrote. Capital punishments are needed for these deranged murderers. His family, they're caught in the crossfire. His wife Molly and their teenage son were arrested, interviewed, and released. No charges yet. Molly later issued a public plea. Please, Daisy, if you see or hear this, call 000 and arrange a surrender plan with police. She said she and her children fully support Victoria Police, but Freeman's grip on reality and on them may go deeper than anyone realized. Relatives say he took Molly's passport to prevent her from leaving. None of the children have birth certificates. One family member said he hated women with as much venom as he hated police and authorities. He also hated healthcare workers, doctors, nurses, specialists, psychologists. He hated pharmaceutical companies and medicines and vaccines. Another relative, his nephew Luke Philby, said Freeman's obsession with conspiracy theories began in 2014 when he bought a computer and got online. He used to hate on people for being on the computer or the Nintendo during the 90s, Philby said. Once he got the internet, he was hooked on YouTube, gaining as much information as he could to get away from law enforcement. Locals say Freeman was once a pretty ordinary country bloke, a normal dude you'd see at the local footy club all the time. But something changed. He fell down a rabbit hole and never came back. Police have deployed over 450 officers, helicopters, drones, dog squads. They've searched caves, disused mines, and dugouts. But Freeman remains at large. There have been alleged sightings, none confirmed. The weather hasn't helped. Blizzard-like conditions, rain and hail have battered the search zone. And Freeman may be listening in on police movements using the stolen radio. One arrest has been made, a man in Bright, just 6 kilometers from Porpunca. Guns and cannabis were seized. Police are investigating whether he's connected to Freeman. Victoria Police Chief Commissioner Mike Bush described the attack as cold-blooded murder. He said the officers were met by the offender and they were murdered in cold blood. This devastating loss of Neal and Vadim has struck at the heart of Victoria Police, the broader policing family, and the community of Porpunca. Detective leading Senior Constable Neal Thompson had been with Victoria Police since 1987. He was weeks away from retirement. He and his partner Lisa had just built a new home. Together with Lisa, Neal had built a new home and had a long list of tasks planned after he'd knocked off work for the last time, police said. Senior Constable Vadim de Waart was originally from Belgium. He joined the force in 2018. He was fluent in French, Spanish, Flemish, and English. He'd recently bought his first home in Melbourne. An eternal optimist and avid traveler, Vadim had completed scuba dives all around the world and motorcycling trips more locally with his friends and colleagues, police said. The lone surviving officer still recovering in hospital has not been named, but sources say he was the one who radioed for help after the shooting. His quick thinking may have prevented further loss of life. Superintendent Brett Cohan issued a direct plea. If Desi Freeman is watching this, ring 000 and we will support a surrender plan that keeps options open, he added. We are doing everything we can to bring this to a peaceful resolution. Port Punka Primary School was placed in lockdown. Residents were told to stay indoors. A no-fly zone was declared over the area. Police Bearcat vehicles rolled through the streets. The town of 1,000 people became the center of a manhunt unlike anything Victoria has seen. This isn't just a fugitive story. It's a warning about ideology, about isolation, about what happens when belief turns into violence. Freeman's descent into conspiracy, paranoia, and rage has left 2 officers dead, a community shaken, and a nation asking, how did we miss the signs? If you're in Victoria's Northeast, stay vigilant. Freeman is considered armed and extremely dangerous, and if you know anything at all, contact Crime Stoppers. If you found this story gripping, unsettling, or just plain hard to shake, you're not alone. These are the kinds of stories we tell here at Midnight Narratives, where history isn't just dusty dates and forgotten names. It's eerie, emotional, and often far too real. So if you haven't already, hit that like button. It helps more people discover these hidden corners of Australia's past. Subscribe to the channel for more long-form episodes just like this one. We've got new stories dropping regularly. And trust me, the next one is even darker. And if you want to go deeper, behind the scenes, early access, or exclusive visuals, check out the links in the description. Midnight Narratives is growing fast, and you're part of it. Thanks for watching. Stay curious, stay safe, and as always, good night.